been done right, you gotta do it yourself. When I was a kid, I worked as an installer when I was young and flexible. And I've done my own installs all the way up until this 2020 Ram. I didn't feel like doing the work. I'm older now. So I paid a shop a pretty good sum of money to install this, and this is the job I got. So this is my JL Audio XT 700 amps, 5 channels. It's a piece of wood back here, and they just did nice, beautiful drywall screws, and it flops around. It's supposed to use speed wire, which they did here. Now speed wire is non-conductor, so it should have had a remote wire, but they ran an extra, it looks like they ran an extra remote wire down through here. And I started having trouble with my speakers. They kept blowing. I lost the driver's side about 3 months ago and the passenger side about a month ago. And what I found was that the gains weren't set correctly. The system was distorting even at the smallest volume levels. So that was the first problem. The second problem is that when I started replacing these speakers, I noticed that they got the crossovers for the C3 600s just hanging on the dash behind the AC ducts on both sides. They T-tapped into the factory wiring here on each side of the kick panels. And they didn't even have to do all that because we put a pack amp pro in here. And the amp pro has it's a separate piece, but I bought a bypass for the ANC, which is right there, and the bypass has locations for the factory speakers, so they could have tapped right into that harness down there without cutting any wiring. So now I have to redo all that now. I don't even know where the crossovers are in the back here. I have no idea. Hopefully they're in the door, because I have no idea where else they would be. They're not back here. So we're going to redo this properly. I did actually get another 2-channel lamp here and a Tweak 88 DSP. So we're going to be full active in the front, passive in the back still. So we'll try to document how all that looks and get everything all done nice with a nice amp rack. I don't have all the tools available to me that I would like a router and a table saw and these kind of things. So we're gonna just have to make do with what we got, and then we'll just kind of document this new install and see if it gets any better. I'm doing because In-Phase Audio in Omaha did a really half-assed job. Things that I found is, so right there was the ground point that they used, and it was stripped, and it wasn't even a good ground, so I didn't have any issues with it, but it wasn't tight. In the meantime, there's a factory ground point right there, so I went ahead and I'm using this. I've already checked it and everything. There's no voltage drop off. I've already put some sound deadening on the back here. This is where the amp rack's going to be. That's it over there for now. So we'll get. And what they did here is they ran the speed wire from the regular amplifier, the original 5-channel. Let me come around here. And they run it to here, which is fine, but then they just cut the harness and spliced it in here, and then T-tapped back here for the crossover. And meantime, this is the ANC bypass that I bought, that they had, and all you do is you cut the wires here, and you tap into here, and then you plug this in to bypass the ANC, and you don't even have to ruin any of the harnesses, the factory harnesses. So I'm not really sure what they're doing. Hopefully we'll get it done. I'm gonna get done in a couple of days, but I'm not gonna rush it either, like I said, because now I gotta rebuild this harness. And they didn't even, they used butt connectors, but they did it like this. So they use it as as a T connector. So I got a lot of work to do to get this repaired now. And back to this, and then what I'll do is just use this harness here so get everything back together, because I'm going full active. So for the tweeters, what are up here in the dash, what I'm going to do there is just go ahead and run their own speaker wire back to the amplifier, to the 2-channel amp. So, but everything should be restored. So I'm going to go, like, again, full active in the front, the passive crossovers in the back still for the rear fill, subs going to be over there, and then the amp rack's going to be back there. So everything's looking pretty good so far. I'm going to get some more. I don't know if I need mat over there or not. I have a full box, so if I need some, I'll put it up. And then I got to redo the speaker doors, or the door speakers. I got some fast rings for those, and there's no foam anywhere on here. There's no roadkill or sound deadening mat there on the door. Now, in fairness, he did say that because these Dodges have thick plastic, they don't need it. So when I get back in there, I'll check. Factory harness repaired, 5-star style. Got the speed wire coming into the ANC bypass plug. So now, if it returns to factory, just unplug the ANC bypass, unplug the factory harness back into the ANC. I repaired the T-tap here, and I'm guessing they had to do that because for the crossover. But what they did is they ran a tweeter wire for the tweeter from up here down to the crossover, which was sitting down here. They didn't cut the factory harness up there, which is good, so I can be able to have that back. So I repaired that down there, and then I put the new tweeter in over here. Well, replaced the tweeter up here, but this is their mount that they made. So this is what they made. And they just glued the surface mount, or the flush mount, into it. They didn't do anything to it. And the worst part was that I did a tour of their shop, and they showed me they had a laser there. I don't remember the brand, but he told me they make custom speaker adapters. And if this is what it makes, they need to get a new one, because this is terrible. So here's one I made. Now I have a Epilog laser engraver that we use for making dog tags and stuff, making some promotional products. So I was able just to put it in cut mode and cut thing buttoned up and getting everything ran properly. So I will give another update here a little further along. It's taking me double the time because I'm having to repair what they've fucked up. So I don't even, they got this wire here. It's coming up through, you can see it back there or not. Just into that, right there. So I got to figure that out too. This is the other remote wire that they ran. Because of course, the speed wire ends here. I suppose they could have run from the pack amp down into here and tapped it into there, I suppose, but they decided to do a whole wire, which is fine. So getting ready to run the toss link cable and the base remote cable for the Tweak 88. So that's trying to decide where I want to put that. I may just have to do with the old Velcro underneath the dash here. I thought this would be a good spot right there, but there's a box behind there that encompasses all that lighting and switches. So It'd be a little bit harder to get that done. So I'm still kind of deciding on where to put that, but this has been a long process. Waiting a few days to get everything going. One day it was just raining all day long for 2 days actually, so I couldn't get anything done. So it's supposed to snow tonight, believe it or not, so it's kind of cold. It's about 35 out, I think. But I'm so mad that it's keeping me warm, so this is the passenger side tweeter, and the same thing, they made a crappy mount and they had it in here, and this was glued in but it was loose, so when I took it off it just popped out. The crossover again was hanging down in here, but it was wrapped in this paper for some reason. I'm guessing so it wouldn't slide down all the way down to the kick panel. I'm going to be removing the RCAs that were round down on this side, no problem there. I'm going to have to repair that, and then run the new tweeter wire down with I guess just run a new tweeter wire, because we went with the toss link from the Amp Pro, and then went down the center console to the back over there. Still getting that kind of squared away. And the only problem is now this is the second tweak I've had. The first one, the DRC, was never detected. That's this bass knob here. Actually, it's a volume, and then the larger one is the bass knob, essentially. It's not being detected, so then I returned it and got a new one. It worked for a few days, and I ran the cabling under the center console to the back last night, and it stopped working again. So I don't know what the deal is. I'm in contact with JL to see if something I'm doing wrong with it or whatever. It does come with a this is the DRC 205, which is just an all-in-one. It has the LEDs in it. It's a nice, little bit of a nicer knob. It comes with the DRC 200, which is just a basic rotary knob. It doesn't look as nice as this one, and then the LED is separate, so you have to mount that separately. So I like the all-in-one thing, and it looks like a better knob anyway. But I've tried both cables, and I've interchanged them with this control knob and the one that came with it, and it doesn't detect it again. So I don't know what the deal is, but we'll see what JL says. So I'm going to get this straightened out here, and hopefully be able to start doing some tuning this afternoon. It was raining this morning. We didn't get the snow like we were supposed to, which is good, I suppose. But so that's it for now. I'll get back, and when everything's done, we start getting the tuning. Okay, so we're getting into the rear door, and honestly, I thought that this looks like a pretty okay job here. I think this is probably one of the better jobs they did. Of course, this is still kind of flopping around, and I don't feel any butt connectors here. I'm going to still take off this speaker because I want to put the see about putting some sound deadening in the back behind there, and putting on the fast rings on here. So this is a JL Audio C3600, and they can convert either to component sets separately, or you can use this post here to convert it to a coaxial, which we did back here. So overall, I think other than really not securing this cable, it's not too shabby. They screwed it into the plastic. There's a gap here, but it's pretty stable. So I think I'm just going to leave that as is. Just kind of see if I can get these wires shored up after. This is for the power windows. So let me get this off, and we'll see what's doing. Okay, so I got the speaker off, and you know, they used these terminal connections, which is standard, but I think overall the back door isn't too bad at all. I would have liked this to be a little bit more shored up, but it's like I said, it's rock solid, it ain't going nowhere. So we're just gonna put some kill mat back here, get the fast rings on, and put a little foam around the edges here, and we'll call these back doors good. I don't know what I want to do about these though. I think we'll probably just keep these as is. This is what I'm working with back here. I'm going to assume the passenger side rear is the exact same, but we're still going to open that up and get some kill mat back in the back there, and then get some the fast rings on. So I will get this door done here, and go ahead and see if I want to keep these. I think I'm just gonna keep those for now. Otherwise, I'd have to get more terminals and soldering anyway. But I mean, so it's just a straight wires from the crossover to the speakers, and they tapped in to the rear here, which is okay. So when I'm done, I'll be back and show you how it looks. So I got the kill mat inside here. So the door, this is the back of the fast ring here. I already checked it for fitment against the window coming down. I'm going to add some more up here. I kind of was tapping around, and some of these things could probably use a little bit, so I'm going to go ahead and put some on there. I was hoping to get this whole plastic piece off. All these screws came out real easy, or these bolts. And then this piece right here is connected to the back to either the motor or the track for the window. I tried getting it off, it didn't want to come. I didn't feel like pulling it and breaking anything, so I just left it as is. But I was able to push this out enough to get back in here, to get the kill mat down in there. I'm going to leave this as is. I went ahead and did put some better connectors on there for the speakers, so we should be good there. And what else? Oh, I got the fast ring on the speaker. That's going on the inside. There's a bracket. I put foam on the JL, the mid there. Now I gave them ones I made out of my 2014 Ram, because I have an Epilogue Mini 24 laser, and you just put that on vector mode cutting, and I cut out some really nice ones, but they didn't use them. I don't even know where they're at. These are ones that they made. They're not bad. So I just don't understand why they, in fact, the speakers were even mounted in them, so I don't even know why they even took them out. It doesn't make any sense. Maybe just to charge me. I don't know. Unfortunately, I live out in Nebraska, and right now it is pitch black already. What time is it? Not even, what, 7 or 6:30 yet? So I work nights, so I get up around 2:30 or 3, so I don't have a lot of time to daylight left. So yeah, I'm gonna do this, finish up this door tonight, and I'll do the other door tomorrow the same way. And then I still got to do the two front doors yet. They do need it, because there's a big difference. So as you guys probably already know, so this is the front door without any of the kill mat, and this is the one with the back door. I mean, it's way nicer. So in any event, I'm gonna get this finished up tonight, and I'll do it together. So I don't think I'll film the other side, because it's gonna be exactly the same. So I'll take a quick picture or photo of it when everything's installed. I just don't like this. It didn't go back on the same way, but I put some kill mat behind it anyway. It doesn't move, so I might just leave it as is. Okay, so here's the fast ring installed. The crossover over here still. I'm gonna put the door back panel. I put some kill mat here on these big open plastic areas. I'm gonna put some more here, but I gotta order another box. I don't think I have enough to do. Like, I'll get, you know, cut up and get in these little smaller spaces here. So I'm gonna need another box of it, and then I'll be able to come off, get the panel off and redo it real quick. So far so good. I think the only thing they kind of did semi-correct was this door. So tomorrow I'll do the passenger door, and then I still gotta do both the front doors. So I'll get going on that. Hopefully tomorrow's gonna be in the 70s, and then it's down into the 30s again, so we'll have to see what happens. Okay, so we're into the passenger side door, and this was even more difficult as far as getting mat back there, because there's this window rail right here, and so I couldn't get the coverage I wanted. I know there's got to be a way to get this off of here, but I don't have the means to do it, and I don't want it to be all screwed up either. So I got the kill mat back as far as I could get it, down the top and the bottom there. On the upper portion of the door, there's like a little fiberglass kind of reinforcement up there, so it kind of acts like a deadening, it seems like. But so I got it up as far as I could and back as far as I could. Replaced these with some little upgraded terminal ends, and I got the fast ring back there, got the mid put on with some foam and the fast ring. So still gotta do the passenger door. I'll do or the driver door. I'll do that tomorrow, and then we should be done. The only thing I need to do is get some thicker, taller foam for the tweeters to kind of marriage or mate with the grill a little bit better. But overall, not too shabby, especially for the time I have to work on this thing, a couple hours a day. Okay, so here's the driver door all done. Fast rings in place there, same as the passenger side, so everything's the same in there. The upgraded terminals were already there for when I replaced this about 2 months ago, I think it was. This piece, the window track comes down through here, so I was unable to get down as far as I'd like. I could probably got to about here with the kill mat on the bottom and the mid part here, all the way to about here. The upper part already had some sort of factory reinforced kind of fiberglass tape, it looked like, so it was nice and solid there still. So I'm going to give a kind of a synopsis of the 5-star and styled 911. So we'll get it all pieced together and edited, and hope you guys enjoy it. Okay, so this is where they put the fuse holder. Zip tied it right to here, and then they had the power wire here. Now I made this myself. They used a I terminal, and it looked like they just smashed it with a hammer. So I put a 4-gauge terminal with a hydraulic crimper, and then put some sheathing over it, a sleeve over it, to here. And then here is, I put a wire ferrule, 4-gauge wire ferrule. Now the problem I have, and they put conduit over it, conduit over it and stuff, and they just jammed it through a hole down here. The issue is I don't have enough to relocate this fuse box. Like one of the 5-star, they did a ram and they put it right here with the bracket, and I can't do that because then I have to buy all new wire all the way down. Now this is 4-gauge all the way through. I have 2 amplifiers. The current draw max is 105 amps, and it's like a 14-foot run, so they'll just to keep the 4-gauge here. I'm probably just going to keep this as is, unless I feel like buying more wire and running it through. You know, it's not going in fact, it's not even zip tied. This isn't they zip tied the wire here, and then I just re-zip tied it over here like they had it, and it's pretty stable. So if I end up doing it, then I'll just do, you know, put sleeving all the way down through the car and stuff. But I'm pretty 95% sure I'll just keep it as is for now. So, all right.